y'all don't have no excuses. If y'all seeing what it is that I generate purely off of hard work, purely off of hard work, figuring out how I can maximize the investments and the returns that I get, the return on investments, the ROI that I get from anything that I do, not just from what you put into the stock market, not just from what it is you do in corporate America, not from what every single thing that we do, we maximize the return on our investment. If y'all don't see that and like to extract all of the money, all of the opportunity, and at the very least, is motivated, I don't know how to get you there. Because I don't know anybody that is showing you those type of. I don't know any millionaire. Because I'm trying to be a little bit more humble nowadays. I don't know anybody that's a millionaire that is willing to show you their bank accounts, their 1099s, their W-2s, paychecks, deposits, and also give you the insight and information that you need in order to actually acquire it. And then if I'm sitting here and I'm grinding and I never, ever, ever miss, even on days that I have to be offline, which means that I cannot live stream, but I do the pre-records or I do when I'm proactively taking care of everything. If I am working harder than you every day, then we got a problem. If I am working harder than you, but then I show you what my numbers are, and I also give you the insight of how it is that you can leverage my information and then do it yourself, and you are not a bag chaser, I don't know how to motivate you. We got content creators out here, they giving y'all financial advice every day, but all they doing is just talking, and they not actually showing you anything. They're not actually giving you any real insight and information. They're not extracting any real information. They're not learning who you are so they can be able to approach you a lot more effectively. But then they'll justify their mindset and say, well, listen, I'm not showing you nothing, but I'm going to just tell you what you're supposed to do. What does that mean? What does that mean? Question your leadership. And I'm not saying that I'm your leader. I'm telling you to question anybody that you look at for insight, information, or motivation. Question, and there's nothing wrong with questioning it, because that doesn't mean that you're tearing them down. What it means is that you're trying to figure out your why. You're trying to understand what it is that they're trying to communicate to you, and if the vessel is worth the pour. If the vessel is worth the pour, right, they're pouring out of it because, listen, how can somebody, I've seen so many different people. Everybody is a coach now. Everybody can give you game. Everybody got an opinion. Cool. That's cool. And this ain't directed to nobody in particular. I'm just seeing what I see on a daily basis. I see it on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. How they gonna give you game, but they can't show you receipts? That's all I'm asking, because how do we qualify these people? And for so many people, they want to be a part of the conversation and they want you to listen to them. And it's okay if they get compensated for their services, if they add value into your life. But how can they pour into you when they ain't even poured into themselves? Help me to understand. Listen, you can't tell me how to make $1 million if you ain't never made $1 million in a year. How can you give me game on how it is that I'm supposed to double my income? All they telling you is double your income. Okay, well, how do I do that? If I'm in corporate America, what steps do I take in order to interview more effectively? How is it that I'm supposed to approach this? What's the next level up? How do you build your own business from scratch? What is a business plan? How do you bootstrap it up from the beginning in order to make sure that you don't spend a whole lot of money investing in something that you don't necessarily need to throw money at? How can I build this thing and take a calculated risk without necessarily taking out a loan and then getting a whole bunch of debt as a result of it? If they're not breaking down step by step and also showing you the receipts as to how you were able to do it or how they were able to do it, because I can show you what my failures look like. I can show you what my successes look like. I can show you every single thing that I'm showing you. And this is the thing that we have to start requiring from our leaders. Force them, your pastors, your preachers, your financial analysts, your accountants. If your accountant or the person that's advising you on what it is that you're supposed to invest in is not also investing in it themselves, then how can you take advice? Listen, if it's good enough for you, then how come you not doing it? If it's good enough for you, I want you to do the same thing that you're doing to me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Do the same thing that you telling me to do. Just show me that you did it, and then we gonna go. I get it. Everybody got the same talking points. Everybody is leaning on everybody else's talking points, but I don't believe in everybody else's talking points because they're wrong. And that's why I use my own self as an example in order to illustrate a point. You know why I respect Dave Ramsey so much? I respect Dave Ramsey so much because he lives by it. Now, we can sit here and we can debate whether or not he's right or he's wrong, and that's why he's a content creator, and that's valid. But the thing that you cannot disprove from him is that he's not a reflection of the thing that he's preaching to you. And so how can you then give advice? Because everybody want to start a channel, but you don't actually live it. And so the one thing that you even learn from Jesus himself is that he didn't even start preaching the gospel until he was well over 30 years old, which means that he had to live it and he had to be a reflection of it before he advocated for you to do it, not only in the word of what he was preaching, but also in how it is that he was living it, which was the real word. He was the living word. He was the living word. He was a living word. That means that when he went out to actually do the things that he said that he was going to do, he was a reflection of it, and he did it. And so all I want to know is, how can we solve for an issue when we don't actually have a reflection of what we're supposed to live by? A blueprint. A blueprint. How can somebody teach you how to be successfully married and they 3 times divorced? How can somebody teach you how to be successfully married if they 3 times divorced? That's all I'm asking. If your wife don't respect you, how can you tell us how it is that we supposed to be moving as far as vetting a woman effectively? That's all I'm asking. If you ain't made $1 million in a year and you don't got the receipts for it, how can you teach me how to be a millionaire? That's all I'm asking. Because when the rubber meets the road and I pull up on people and I say, okay, well, let's play big bank, take little bank. Let's show our assets. Let's show our spending summary. Let's say what it is that we really say and then reflect on it. Because anybody can debate. But see, paperwork shut all of that down. See, we want to have paperwork parties when it comes to you getting out of prison and determine whether or not you snitched or not. But we don't want to have paperwork parties when it comes to whether or not you got the receipts for what it is that you preaching out here in these streets, man. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. At any point, we can have a paperwork party. We can show our listen, when I dropped what I dropped on Sunday, I didn't just show you the 1099. I showed you each and every month of what every single deposit looks like. And we broke it down. And then I also showed you what the projections were based off of new things that I had going on. When I show you my W-2 for my regular job and my 1040s, right? I'm more transparent than the president. If you really want to see it, it's right there. All we asking for you to do is substantiate your argument. That's my only requirement. I've been doing it since Fight Club. Substantiate your argument. How y'all sitting here taking advice from people? Now, if you just entertain, then you just entertain. I'm cool on that. I'm with it. But how you sitting here taking advice from people, relationship-wise, financially, spiritually, and all of that stuff, when they're not a real reflection of what it is that they telling you to do, man? You just sheep among wolves, and you don't even know. You'll know them by their works. You'll know them by their works. It's no reason for us to sit here and even debate this. You'll know them by their works. So we can do all of this and do all of the debating that we want. But across the board, in every single category, you can't F with me across the board in every single category. Knowing the word of God, spirituality, relationships, financially, every single building block, being a great, phenomenal father, a reflection of how it is that we're supposed to operate within our community, giving back, giving your real money and investing in other people's businesses, being a mentor, great in corporate America, building businesses. In no way, shape, or form can any of your favorite content creators F with me. In no way, shape, or form. Not one of them can truly talk to me as though we are on the same levels. Now, I respect everybody, but we not the same. Let's be clear. I've come into this year very humble, but please stop sitting here comparing me to whoever it is that you like, because if they don't have every single building block together, if you got your money right, but your relationship is trash, if you got your relationship right, but your spirituality is garbage, if you got your spirituality together, but you don't know your kids, if you know your kids, but then your money is messed up, don't sit here and talk to me about how it is that we need to be having a debate. We not the same. Now, I may have a conversation with you, but from a debate perspective, we not in the same league. Let's stop talking about it. Let's really stop comparing. I live my entire life like an open book. Every single part of it. Mom, brother, child, wife, everything. I'm all of the above. I'm a trifecta. That's all I'm saying.